This is called A Dream's Reality. Our story begins with a girl walking down the street, stepping towards her house slowly, breathing in and out quickly, staring at her feet. And she's hoping for an outcome different from what's in her head. But without knowing what will happen, she's constantly filled with dread. And the devil on her shoulder, well, he never gives her a break. And honestly, I'm really not sure just how much more she can really take. But she shakes her head, ridding herself of every negative thought, because she knows that saying what she needs to is much better than not. So down the street she goes, the devil gleefully reminding her of what she already knows. Come on, you know you shouldn't do this. This is a whopping mistake. You'd be so much better off drowning in the middle of a lake. Frustrated, she says, "Will you stop? Do you mind?" But the devil keeps on talking, which she finds unkind. Come on, I told you, kid. Trouble will only ensue. And the only thing your words will do, little girl, is ruin you. And she tries to ignore the small devil, but watching her shudder makes the creature rebel. Speaking is so much worse. Silence is so much better. And the girl could feel her head getting warmer and her face getting redder. And she can't take it anymore because she's starting to believe it too. But no matter how many times she tries to flick it off her shoulder, the devil sticks to her just like glue. And when she gets to their house, she's hit with sudden relief. But her nerves come back all too quickly, and she's left with little belief. So she stares at their door, submerging herself in fear. And she realizes that the last place she wants to be is standing on this doorstep right here. So she turns around, desperate to leave. But an invisible wall blocks her, one she can't push away even with the strongest heave. And the wall even begins to push her right back to that front step. So she sighs, defeated, and tries to muster up just the littlest bit of pep. And when she knocks on the door, she's just left to hope and pray that beyond this moment, she'll live to see another day. And when the door opens, she's greeted with, hello, your presence has been expected. But trust me, even those words alone make the poor girl struggle to keep herself collected. And as she's invited to sit, it's confident she tries to admit. But as soon as she starts talking, she thinks that it would have been better if she had just kept on walking. Because she watches as their faces fall and their brows begin to furrow. And she wishes that she could hide, wishes that there was a hole in which she could burrow. And after she's done, there's an uncomfortable silence. But no hands are raised, so at the very least, there's no more fear of violence. But after a moment, one of them starts to say, "You need to get out of my house. You need to go away." All hope is forgotten, and the girl is hurt beyond measure, as another one pipes up, saying, "I cannot believe that I ever saw you as my treasure." And tears begin to form as the girl tries to cut in. "Please, I am begging you. You have no idea how helpless I have been." And she tries to make eye contact, but no eyes meet her own. And her devil speaks up with a grin, saying, "Well, I told you, kid. Now you really are alone." And after a moment, one of them rises, saying, "It's really time for you to go." As another pipes up from the corner, saying, "You really would have been better off saying nothing, you know." So she picks herself up, forcing her legs to work, as she looks at every single one of them, saying, "I thought that love was unconditional, you lying jerk." And she leaves, now forever shut out. She's crumbling, brokenhearted, and screaming one last shout, "You will never understand. There is no cure. I have been fighting and fighting and fighting, but being silent was something that I just couldn't endure." She cries and cries, collapsing in front of their door, until someone comes by and asks, "Why are you sitting on the floor?" And she doesn't even know what to say, tears streaming down her face as she looks over. But the new girl says softly, "Hey, it's okay. You can lean on my shoulder." And without another moment, our girl starts in, saying, I just feel like I'm sinking, like I'm constantly falling. Their words trap me in a net. They pollute me, and yet I keep on calling. And I'm so brittle, I break in two just like a stick. But they don't realize that I just want their support, that there's never been any fight that I tried to pick. And I just want their approval, but why do I even care? And the new girl says, well, it's because you want to be loved and because life isn't fair. Our girl has never been in such a pure moment where she doesn't feel like she's falling, where it almost feels heaven sent. Or maybe, just maybe, it's a good kind of fall. One she stays up past midnight on the phone for just to cherish every single word of that phone call. And our girl begins to realize that no matter the pain at hand, there will always, always be love waiting for her, helping her withstand the pressures of every day, or when the skies are nothing but gray. And our girl even begins to smile for the first time in the longest while. But as soon as she does, her phone begins to buzz. And she wakes up, her breathing heavy. But she smiles to herself because she knows that when the time does come for her to speak, she will be ready. Thank you so much.